We are back. Segment 2, and it's not really a segment 2. It's not sort of a numbered series. It is wanting to share insights and wisdom to allow space for ones to feel better than perhaps one is feeling. Sometimes it feels as though we concentrate on the sort of the mundane, the heaviness, the burdens of life. But there are so many who feel just that way. And it does change, naturally so. A high in life, times challenging. A high, challenging. And it does flow just like that. Tracy is a medium in which collective consciousness is sharing. Tracy will be the first to say it's like having a conversation with the heavens from above. It is all loving energy. Tracy can feel the energy. There are times where she gets emotional just receiving the words because we are flowing through her entire body to allow words to flow. And she will be the first to say, I don't know how you move my hands. I don't know how you make facial expressions. I do not know how this works. And ones will say, but who is collective consciousness? Tracy will say, well, source energy. Well, what is that? Source energy, collective consciousness, all good things from the heavens above. Oh. It is difficult to understand the miracle in mediumship. Now it's true, we're not going to convince anyone about mediumship, channeling. Some certainly call it channeling, receiving. We like the word receiving. Connected to, Tracy has moved aside. So we spoke about intuition, that every soul comes to Mother Earth with their own divine intuition. Ones that have, we want to say gifts of mediumship, if you will, have found the space to receive in a very large way. And most times it is a choice before ones arrive to Mother Earth. For Tracy, it was a choice before she arrived to Mother Earth. Is this her first lifetime as a medium? Absolutely not, but we're not going to get into any of that. So what we started to speak about was your own intuition, your own guidance, your own connection. And ones will say, well, what am I connecting to? It feels so many times I feel alone and lost. And if I was connected to something, my life wouldn't be this miserable. Sometimes I feel like I'm being punished by the universe, punished by the heavens, punished by God, punished by someone, because I didn't deserve this life. And it is understood how ones would arrive at that conclusion when ones are truly in a place of, we want to say the burdens of life, we want to make it light, but we understand there are so many different levels, so many experiences. There are horrendous tragedies. We understand this. War on the planet. People killing people. Mankind killing mankind. The cruelty that goes on is absurd. But where does it come from? What makes one person cruel and another person a healer? Ponder that. What makes one person do exceptionally cruel acts and another create a space of miraculous healing? How does it all work? So, truly, it all stems from the level of consciousness in which one is holding. Experience, life experience, absolutely. The input from another, absolutely. The vibration from another, absolutely. If one, we want to say, but we don't want to focus on sort of a condemning. It's going to sound condemning towards mankind, and it's not a condemnation. It is all contrast. But cruelty is the one act that doesn't need the contrast. Meaning, why is it that ones perhaps are cruel to children and another take in the children and love them unconditionally? One cruel to animals, the other takes in the animal, loves them unconditionally. It's not the contrast that we speak about, because the ones that are natural healers, givers, lovers, if you will, they don't need to find an animal that has been abused to convey their love, compassion, kindness, generosity. They do not need the experience of a child being abused to allow their love to shine. But isn't it something that the one that is creating the havoc, because of the level of consciousness and what they know at that time, the emotions of how they are feeling at that time, there's many reasons. And that is, we talk about different levels. Ones can be cruel with their words. It doesn't have to be something physical. Ones can be cruel with their words, and all in the name of love. How many wonderful people, loving, caring people, have diminished the dreams of another. Oh, I have to be honest with you. You can't do this. You're not equipped for this. You can't do this. You're building castles in the air. This is not going to happen for you. This is not going to happen for you. Put your dreams aside. I had to put your dreams aside. You're not able to do this. You're not smart enough. You're not attractive enough. You just are not talented enough. And I hate to be the one to tell you. And these conversations go on. And so ones don't see it as being cruel, and maybe cruel is a bit of a harsh word there. But for the one who just had their dream diminished and thrown away, and then took the words to heart, started to believe the words and say they are right. I am not fill in the blank. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not attractive. I don't live in the right place. I don't have the means. I don't have the resources. They talk themselves out of their own dreams. And then how cruel is that when you think about it? So very well-meaning, loving people can convey very harsh, cruel words, a heated argument. Many have received unkind words. Many. Starts at the playground, even before that. Many have given unkind words. And where does it start? Who taught who what? The one in the playground? Did the bully, if you will, have they been bullied? Have they heard the unkind words? Are they not feeling love towards oneself? Absolutely. Absolutely. Where does it come from? The level of consciousness and the level of love, compassion, kindness held within. We talked about a scale in a previous video, 0 to 10. Where is your compassion level? And we mentioned that compassion at a 10 could be for a total stranger, an animal, a spouse, a lover. And the same person that has the level 10 compassion for a spouse or a lover may only be at a 2 for a stranger on the street. Ponder that. So when you think about ones displaying, we'll say violence, cruelty, anger, rage, war, think of the level of compassion. think of your level of compassion. Just ponder it. Just ponder it. Our messages are to bring forth the understanding of great compassion, great kindness, great love, great forgiveness. That has always been the message through Tracy. Every book that is written, every video that has ever been placed out, one's coming to see Tracy one-on-one. It is all based on the foundation of finding the love held within, finding compassion held within. And if every soul found it, and it is there to find, it's not even a big search. It is a choice, and we've said that time and time again. Compassion is a choice, kindness is a choice, and cruelty is a choice. But you do not need cruelty to bring forth love, not at all. What ones are needing is love for oneself. For if one had a 10 of compassion level for oneself and for others, there would never be a harsh word, there would never be judgment, there would only be peace. So what we are wanting to convey is that if everyone brought their level up in all that they do, imagine what would be diminished, abolished. Imagine what would start to grow. Think of planting a seed in a garden. You're nourishing, you're watering, the sun is shining. And if all is in divine order, if you will, you know in your heart of hearts that the seed that is planted with all the brilliant conditions will grow, with all the nurturing will grow into it all that is meant to be. And we are asking for mankind to do just that. You have all arrived with the seed of compassion, the seed of kindness, the seed of grace, the seed of love, the seed of forgiveness. It is held within. And if everyone nourishes it, you would see the growth and the expansion. Think of a little acorn growing into a mighty oak. Everyone has the acorn within, if you will. Everyone has the ability, the capability of being a mighty oak. And ones will challenge and say, oh no, not everyone. Everyone has we want to say, the seed within for growth and nurturing. Part of the intuition we spoke about coming to Mother Earth. Everyone comes to Mother Earth with it already in their divine light. It gets buried under life experience. It gets buried under harsh conditions. It gets buried under conditioning from others. Ponder it. So when ones can see it as a choice, compassion as a choice, scale 0 to 10, you can clearly see it is a choice. Why would one choose to place their spouse at a 10 and a total stranger at a 2? What would the world look like if everyone placed everyone at a 10? And we know we're pushing it. How about 7, 8, 9, 10? How about that range? Above 5. And we don't even enjoy that. Above 8. Imagine what the world would look like. And even a more brilliant pondering is imagine what your world would look like. If ones could find the love held within, meaning bring it forth, nurturing oneself to bring it forth, the growth, the expansion. Most have the seed planted, if you will, the metaphor of this is sort of the metaphor, plant the seed in the garden. Now, if you went to the garden after planting the seed and stomped all over it, would the seed grow? Naturally not. Very rare chance. And if you went back the next day and squished it into the ground with your foot and stomped all over it again, let the soil become dry, the chances of the seed flourishing would be very small. So that's what we're talking about when one is conveying unkind words even to themselves. You hold the seed of grace. It is yours to expand and flourish. And if you nurture, but most condemn themselves on a daily basis, just get dressed in the morning and listen to the thoughts that go through one's head throughout the day, going through one's head, stomping, 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 stomping. And that's one day. Now you do that for weeks and months and years and decades. Where is the seed? It doesn't feel like it is even there. But it is always there, and it doesn't matter where you are on the pathway of life. You hold the seed of joy, the seed of love, compassion, kindness, grace, forgiveness. It can be nurtured any time. We're not going to say it can be found because it is there within. It is who you naturally are. It is your divine light, your authentic self, with or without physical form. Just ponder the words. We are wanting to create a space to bring forth peace on the planet. And Tracy will be the first one to say, oh, I better walk my talk. Tracy's level of compassion is extreme. Her level of kindness is extreme. And she truly can find many reasons in a day to find harsh words upon herself. And discouraged place out there. She understands about judgment, and then the harsh words come in. So the seed that she is wanting to share, compassion, kindness, love, forgiveness, it too gets squashed, if you will, because of the judgment, because of unkind words. Just ponder what we are sharing. Just ponder what we are sharing. We want to make the videos much shorter, and it is difficult to do. Difficult to get a message in 5 minutes, and we know that our souls want 5 seconds, 30 seconds or less if you want to capture somebody's attention. We don't want to capture your attention. We want to remind you of who you truly are as you walk upon Mother Earth. We want to remind you of your brilliance and your magnificence and the miracles that can and will be created when one discovers that they themselves are the miracle held upon Mother Earth. Isn't it grand? And when one can see everything as a miracle, everything with compassion, everything with kindness. If one can find a level 10 of compassion to give to the one that was just cruel, the vibration of the planet changes. But it is difficult, we understand, to find compassion and kindness to someone that has displayed a cruel act. It is understood. But if one can find the seed of forgiveness, compassion, and kindness towards the one, understanding that somewhere they have not realized that they too hold the same seed of compassion and kindness and love. It just has not been nurtured at all. Perhaps they are living in a garden that is being stomped on every second of the day. And when that happens, ones tend to feel the burdens and the feeling beaten by life. They get agitated. But if ones could understand that the seed of love is there, love for oneself, love for others, compassion towards oneself to others, kindness towards oneself and to others. Tracy has even been challenged with those words. What do you mean you're sharing with people to love themselves? You're teaching everyone how to be selfish, she was told. No. The words are shared to allow everyone to know that they are divine light in the purest of light. We just forget. And the more Tracy tried to explain the words that were being shared, the more she was being condemned. Isn't that fascinating? Tracy didn't like that roller coaster ride. So we will conclude for another day, until another day. really, really good. There is great love for you. Thank you. Thank you.